Hi, so in today's video, I'm going to be reading some poetry that I wrote in the past 2 years of my life. I'm going to be reading 6 poems in an increasing order by length. I'm not going to be explaining meanings of any of these poems because I feel these should be open to interpretation and you should be able to interpret it as you want because that's art. Art is subjective and there isn't any one meaning to it. Right. I don't have names for most of these, but yeah. Here's the first one. My pain is the ink from which I write the story of my life, in which I talk about dying while I continue to survive. Someday I'll be strong enough to turn my words into action. Until then, I'll say that these words are just a piece of my imagination. The end. Now, moving on to the second one. I sat in therapy with my hands dripping blood while my therapist was begging for me to open up. I don't know how I ended up in this situation when I believed I wouldn't make it to graduation, when my body's black and bruised and I'm hiding up the clues, when my only wish is to not exist. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to this life I didn't choose. The end. Third one. Girls with thighs the same size as their legs. How can I ever compete with them? With snatched waists and thin arms, I feel like a giant monster when they're around. And I could go around and yell how unfair the world is. But I silenced my screams. I kept them all in. Because words are just poison from the mouth of a beast. So I keep it in and let it flow through my veins. And soon enough, I let it be my end. The end. The starting ones are quite short, the last two will be a little bit longer. This fourth poem is one of my favorite pieces that I've ever written. It's very raw, like vulnerable and very, it's like I've just cut out and put a piece of myself out there. It's just very true to myself. Each time I cut myself, I look at my blood and I recall how I am a product of thousands of people, thousands of bad marriages founded by compromise and slavery. And at that moment, all I can think about is letting that blood drain out of my body so as to end this bloodline and save an unborn child from this curse called life. The end. This next one I call The Childhood Dreams. It's a little bit longer. I had this dream when I was 5. My mother said, "We'll get out of here. It'll be alright." Still I wake up in the same old bed I've slept in for ages. This house has been the same since, but still feels emptier in ways I can't explain. This house has been the same since, walls that beg and scream for patience. But I'm 18 now, and I will leave before the sundown, with feelings one can't explain, with darkness engraved deep within. Darkness no one can explain. Darkness that only comes when you stab the same wound again and again. But once I leave, I won't turn and look in the direction of the place I was supposed to call home. I had this dream when I was 6. I never make it to the old ages. I bleed myself dry and nobody comes to the wake. but I still believe in God. That one day a time will come. The ropes will ease and the pain will become foreign. The wounds will heal and the scars almost invisible. And one day I'll be a mother and bear a child so beautiful, whose eyes glimmer with hope in the arms of someone whose heart's now full of love. The end. For this last poem, I like to call it "This is what it feels like to be me." It's also a little longer. This is what it feels like to be me. This is what it feels like to be held at the gunpoint, but the only difference is that you're the one holding the gun. Your fingers on the trigger, but the only thing that is holding you back is fear. Fear of being a nuisance, even when you leave. Fear of hurting others, even though you know, dead or alive, either way, you always end up hurting those around you. So you start to question yourself, thinking, what's the point of all of this? So you let yourself do what feels right. You pull the trigger, only to realize that all this time, there were no bullets in the gun. This is what it feels like to be me. This is what it feels like to hold on, even though it's killing whatever cell is still alive in you. But you have to hold on, because letting it go means hurting what's most important to you. This is what it feels like when you want to be the protector, but you can't even protect yourself. This is what it feels like to have everything yet nothing at all. This is what it feels like to look for joy around, knowing that everything has been touched by sadness. This is what it feels like to wake up every day knowing that you stopped living a long time ago. And this is what it feels like to be me. The end. So, this is it for today's poetry reading. It comes from a very vulnerable place of my life, and I know most of these poems are not too good, but they are original to my experience and very true to what I was feeling at that moment. I was very young and I still am. So, yeah, this is it. I hope you enjoyed. I can't enjoy it though. I hope you like these, and I really hope that you don't relate to these. So, yeah, thank you for watching.